Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the New York Giants made a massive mistake. I agree, bro, because how the hell do you pay Daniel Jones $40 million a year, but you don't pay your star running back Saquon Barkley, who is pretty much your whole offense, by the way? Like, he was the best and probably only good skill player on that offense. Like, come on now. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Had a really busy offseason, and Hard Knocks,
and then you let them go to your division rival.
Like,
that shit is crazy.
Allows us to see the NFL from a different lens. There's the training camp version, and then in-season started in 2021. Now there's off-season, and the Giants are the guinea pig. Episode 1 showed the viewers what to expect.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet.
Was absolutely Saquon Barkley. He was on the Giants for 6 years, and Hard Knocks showed the discussions the Giants had about trying to figure out whether to keep him, sign and trade, or cut him loose. The Giants had him test the market, and what's funny, Chris Rossetti, the Giants director of pro scouting, asked the group if they were sure nobody would offer Saquon a certain amount of money. We now know the Eagles did, and now he's on the division rival.
So they had no faith in Saquon whatsoever, bro. Like that's the reason why the Giants are a horrible organization.
Contract. Being able to see the
exchange, like they probably might never make it back to a Super Bowl. At least like probably not in the next like 5 to 10 years, bro.
Is so cool, especially
like come on now.
What happened? Devin Singletary is brought up as a potential signing too, and he did ultimately sign a 3-year, $16.5 million contract. So we saw how
much?
Sign a 3-year, $16.5 million.
So you pay this nigga 3 years, $16.5 million, but can't pay Saquon? Come on now, bro.
So
the Giants are fucked. The Giants are fucked.
In consideration. Hard Knocks also shows some discussions about Brian Burns, like what it would potentially take to trade for him. The Giants general manager Joe Schoen doesn't truly know Burns is available until he's talking to Bills general manager Brandon Beane at the Senior Bowl. Then the Giants traded a 2nd-round pick and a 5th for Burns and a 5th, and he signed a 5-year, $87.5 million contract. There was also the hiring of defensive coordinator Shane Bowen and Brian Dable making the decision. There is going to be 5 episodes of the Giants offseason Hard Knocks, and there are some very good storylines I'm excited to see, like Daniel Jones. The Giants' future at quarterback is fuzzy. Last offseason, Daniel Jones signed a 4-year, $160 million contract extension, but he only played in 6 games. He suffered a neck injury and later tore his ACL. He did win a playoff game during the 2022 season, but Jones hasn't blown anyone away otherwise. 2022 is considered his best season. He only threw 5 interceptions, but he only had 15 touchdowns. The Giants.
Oh my gosh, bro! And imagine paying a quarterback that much money after throwing only 15 touchdowns. Bro, come on.
He was succeeding because of the Giants' offense. Jones really struggled last season when
this is crazy, bro.
2 touchdowns, but had 6 interceptions. Tommy DeVito immediately played better. Tyrod Taylor was good too. It wasn't a good look for Danny Dimes. He is the Giants' expected starter.
He doesn't deserve the Danny Dimes nickname anymore.
And started 21 games on the Broncos. Then Tommy DeVito and Nathan Rourke are there too. Jones does have a potential out after 2024, so we'll have to wait and see if he's actually a Giant next season. The NFL draft is often a big storyline when it comes to Hard Knocks training camp. Instead of seeing how a player transitions to the pros, we'll probably see the process of the Giants actually doing the draft process, and Malik Nabers will be the focal point there. He went at 6 at the 2024 NFL draft. He was a guy the Giants likely wanted and were hoping he'd drop to 6. He did. Nabers was a big-time prospect after what he did at LSU. He's fresh off 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns last season. He was a unanimous All-American, catching passes from Jaden Daniels, who went 4 picks ahead of him to the division rival Commanders. As a sophomore, Nabers had 1,000 yards. He was incredible, and it'll be cool to see the Giants process after the draft selecting him and what went into it. Then Tyler
I feel so bad for Malik Nabers. Like, this nigga couldn't even like think of anything good to say about Daniel Jones or the Giants, bro. I really feel so bad for him.
Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Darius Muasau the day after. The draft is such an important part of the offseason, so it'll be really awesome to get an inside look. The Giants were really bad last season, bad enough to get the 6th overall pick and Malik Neighbors. The Giants went 6-11, third worst in the NFC East ahead of only Washington. It was year 2 for Brian Daboll, and it didn't go well, but year 1 did. He was coach of the year and appeared to turn around the Giants immediately. Joe Judge was 4-13 in 2021. Then Daboll came in and went 9-7-1 in 2022. The Giants made the postseason and beat the Vikings.
Yeah, that was a big shocker right there.
They convinced the Giants to give Daniel Jones an extension and keep Saquon Barkley. Essentially, it put off a much-needed rebuild, and now the Giants are facing the consequences. It'll probably be a while until the Giants are good again. A lot of the Giants' success on offense will be reliant on Daniel Jones, as per usual, which is not a spot you want to be in. Malik Neighbors should help him a lot, but losing Saquon Barkley is huge.
Yes.
Devin Singletary is the expected lead back. He's coming off of 3 straight 800-yard seasons, 2 with the Bills, last season with the Texans. He knows Brian Daboll already from their time together in Buffalo. He should be a good tool, but he's not Saquon. Eric Gray is set to back him up. He was a rookie last season and only had 17 carries. As for the passing weapons, there are some solid receivers I like past Neighbors. Darius Slayton has a ton of familiarity with Jones at this point. He had 770 yards last season.
Jalen Hyatt as
but
well.
He's had 700 yards in 4
Expecting
of his
him to
5
take a big jump up this year.
Then
You never know.
2022 second rounder.
Oh, I forgot about
Robinson
Wandale.
essentially played his first full season last year. He had 525 yards. And third rounder Jalen Hyatt.
Like the Giants, they don't have the worst receiving core. Like I can name a lot of teams that have a worse receiving core than the Giants, but bro, it's not the best. But like they have some decent playmakers that can win them a couple games. But it all comes down to, can Daniel Jones be a good quarterback?
Yards. A few other guys worth pointing out: Allen Robinson, Isaiah McKenzie, tight end Darren Waller retired, so expect a lot of Daniel Bellinger.
This is
who
crazy.
has 250 plus yards in both seasons since being drafted. Then there's the offensive line. It was
Yikes.
worse last season when left tackle Andrew Thomas missed time. If he can stay healthy, it should theoretically improve on its own. Evan Neal has had his struggles at right tackle, but he's still there. Then center John Michael Schmitz is entering year 2 after he was a 2023 second round pick. Add in 2 new additions via free agency, both guards Jermaine Illuminor and
God
John.
damn,
2 new
bro got a
additions via free
cranium.
agency, both guards Jermaine
Holy shit, this nigga like he headbutt alligators. God damn.
Illuminor and John Runyon. It may not be good, but the line should at least be better. Daboll will still have his hand in the offense, but offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is still there with him. He had a lot of success as the quarterbacks coach for the Chiefs, there with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. He's interviewed for head coach jobs in back-to-back off seasons now, but he's still hanging around with the Giants, for now at least. There are many concerns when it comes to the Giants offense. It could very well be one of the worst in the league. Unfortunately, you can say the same about the defense too. The Giants adding Brian Burns is huge. The pass rush was absolutely terrible.
Take more of the
last
pressure
season,
off
and
of
Burns
Kayvon
alone
Thibodeau.
can change that. He had 8 sacks last season, the least in a season since he was a rookie. Burns has an insane floor, and you're putting him opposite of Kayvon Thibodeau, who had 11.5 sacks last season. On paper, the pass rush looks better now. Azeez Ojulari is still a Giant, and Boogie Basham is back. It could be an improved group. There isn't much to write home about at defensive end, but Dexter Lawrence mans the nose spot. He's been great, and the Giants added Jordan Phillips there too. At inside linebacker, you have Bobby Okereke, who had 150 tackles in his first season with the Giants. That's why the Giants brought him in. He has 300 tackles over the past 2 seasons, including 2023 with the Colts. Micah McFadden then had 101 tackles last season. Isaiah Simmons is still there too. He's just such an interesting player. The big concern for the Giants is the secondary. It's really bad.
Yeah, they lost
Deontay
McKinney.
Banks is probably the most
McKinney,
well-known
bro,
guy.
Xavier McKinney was a huge loss for
First
them.
round pick last year. He had some good moments as a rookie. The corner opposite him is Cordell Flott. He's entering year 3, all with the Giants. Trey Herndon is a good addition, expected to slide in at nickel corner following 6 seasons with the Jaguars. The starters at corner aren't great, but the depth is really bad. Next man up is likely Trey Hawkins, a 6th-round pick last year from ODU. Jason Pinnock is at safety still, and rookie Tyler Nubbin is currently projected to start alongside
Tyler Nubin.
him. The
Okay.
Giants also
Tyler
have
Nubin
Jalen
solid.
Mills, who played in every game for the Patriots
From
last season.
Minnesota.
The Giants defense is just bound to look different this season, and it needs to. Wink Martindale
Gotta pay the
is
bill,
gone,
Jalen
and now it's
Mills.
Shane Bowen running the show. He was the defensive coordinator for the Titans for 3 seasons under Mike Vrabel, and was there 3 additional seasons prior as the outside linebackers coach. Bowen is now tasked with the impossible task of making a not very talented defense decent. It's a growing year for the Giants. The roster looks pretty different, and I'd expect it to look even more different next offseason. But ultimately, it's just really cool to be able to watch the behind the scenes on Hard Knocks.
Hey man, what do you guys think about the Giants? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, notify whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 300 subs. Help me get there for more banger and info content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!